Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
But we do have a guest in our waiting room. I'll introduce him right now. And I just want to welcome as he joins the Scoreboard Addicts for the very first time.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? So we just want to welcome Jason from the Blue Crew and the 7th Avenue Squad to the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. I'm Nick. Anthony, one of my best mates right here. Anthony.
What's up, Jason?
What's up, Anthony? What's up, Nick? What's going on?
You're looking good. Sweaty palms in the house.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my audio's a little messed up. I'm trying to get right, man.
You sound good.
Yeah, we got you. This sounds good.
Good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on. We would appreciate you taking your time late night on Wednesday. Well, it's not too late, but you're used to staying up late anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm up late. This is early for me.
Yeah, we got lucky. We got a Wednesday night without a game on, so we got you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting here watching Golden State versus Dallas right now. They honor tonight.
Did it happen already? Did they do it for Dirk yet?
I believe so. They started it that way, I think. I didn't see the start of the game. I was watching 90s wrestling.
90s wrestling. The best.
It's when it was the best.
The best. I'm getting rid of these headphones, man. They're not plugging in.
So Jason's a member of the Blue Crew for the Rangers and the 7th Avenue Squad with the Knicks. And he's been doing – how long you been doing that?
I've been at the Garden since 2009. That was my first year. And, started crazy with an audition. And then they asked me if I had any, special talent. I said, well, I host. I'm an MC. That's my main thing. I'm a master of ceremonies, crowd motivator. And I did a little spiel for them. And then I met another guy, and then next thing I know, I got the job for 7th Ave Squad. And the next week, I'm doing an event. I'm hosting an event for the New York Knicks.
That's awesome.
It was nothing better than that, right?
It was crazy. The rest is history. All right, good night, guys. No, I'm joking.
So that's crazy. I didn't know you were doing this for almost over 11 years.
That's a long time. Actually, I just came back. I was traveling a lot, so I just got my first games of the season.
Okay.
My first game back. Saw my cousin. It was nice.
So you missed the Steph Curry.
Actually, that was my first game back for the Knicks.
Oh, so you got there just in time.
What? I wasn't supposed to come back, and then I realized what was about to happen, and I, made a call like, hey, how
was that moment? Steph Curry
was nice. It was dope. I've seen a lot of really good moments at MSG. We can maybe get into that later, but seeing that live was really dope. Seeing him throughout the years, pre-championship and watching him grow. And, he didn't really get a lot of love at first, but then once they became a thing and he became it was a lot of love. And it was dope because, the fans gave him his respect that he rightfully deserves. And, the infamous Reggie Miller was there and Ray Allen was there as well. So it was buzzing. Nice. Big shout out to anybody who got tickets for that game. No programs were sold out. It was crazy.
We have some questions for you. Ant, why don't you go ahead and start off?
Hold on. Is this live?
We're live on Colorcast.
Colorcast. Oh, man, I'm sorry for being late, man.
No, don't worry about it. We were able to kill some time.
What's going on? And then we were like, we're going to have him on as a guest.
I like you guys' setup. Look good. Clemente gear. Big shouts to all my Puerto Ricans.
I have the old school jersey on.
Wow. Who is it? Is it somebody or just
unfortunately it's Porzingis, but it's
all right. Listen, man,
still sick though. I like this jersey. It's cool.
That's a dope one. I think that's the 1946 one, maybe. No.
It's old. It's like 40s or something, 50s maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
I wore a few because the 7th Avenue Squad. I figured I'd try to.
I appreciate that. I should have wore some Knicks stuff. I'm wearing my PLL hat. Shouts to the Premier Lacrosse League.
Oh, nice.
I host for them as well. I hosted
cool.
that season for the league. It was fun.
What other awesome do you work for?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
What other promotions do you work for? I believe you were saying you work for SEC for a little bit.
I do. I've been doing an SEC football tour for my client Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC, for maybe about 8-9 years now. I want to say I started, and then within the last maybe 4 or 5 years, doing SEC Nation. I'm called the hype man, like warm up. Like I get the crowd going, pre-show and during commercial breaks, and once it blew up, I'm on the show. But it's cool. So like Tim Tebow's there.
Have you met Tebow?
Man, listen, Tim Tebow is the guy. Like what you see is what you get. Like
Nick doesn't like him. I don't know,
man. I love Tim. I love Tim
as a football player. I don't know him as a human being. I don't know.
As a human, he's incredible. I think he got a bad rap as an NFL player. I mean, his college career speaks for itself. It was tremendous. The SEC is different, though. Once Florida had a lot of weapons, but like he won. He kind of like he won. I remember he won that playoff game with Denver. He didn't put up the lot of stats. He wasn't the typical QB, but I think he could have got a little bit of a better shot. But whatever. He's doing his thing. Great career.
Good dude. I think that's the most important thing.
He's I mean, it's a little different. I didn't do it last year. I don't know how they did the show, but I don't think fans were involved. And coming back this year is a little different with COVID protocols. Can't have much interaction, but he even still does it. But prior to that, he would bring people up from a foundation or like a kid who was suffering an illness and bring him and show him love and autographs. He's cool. He's that guy. Tim Tebow's that guy. Like, really is. Shouts to him. Good dude.
I do like him. So I have my first question here for you, Jason.
All right.
So obviously you do the Blue Crew and you do the 7th Avenue squad. So my question is, which do you prefer doing, the Knicks or the Rangers games? And if you were to say which crowd gets crazier, does it like different times of the year? What do you feel?
I like both for different reasons. I mean, I prefer basketball. I prefer the sport of the NBA over the NHL personally. Like I don't really watch hockey outside of Rangers and maybe like the finals or All-Star and like special games I'll watch, Olympics, etc. But although live, like if y'all never been to the Garden for a Rangers game, you have to go. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. Yeah. The fans are really, really hardcore, intense. Sometimes on Knicks when they weren't doing so well, like the Knicks will sell out. The Knicks, there's no problem on selling out, but a lot of international fans that are visiting, the tourists, so they'll fill it up. And honestly, a lot of fans that are like rooting for like a Steph Curry or whatever. So, but when the Knicks winning, when it's hot, there's nothing like that. So, like, however, Rangers is more consistent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Rangers has been, at least in my experience, they won more in my duration there with the team. They made the finals. They made the Eastern Conference Finals a few times. Like they've been a good team, but both are special. There's nothing like the Garden. I've rocked a lot of places. I've been as a fan, as working at hosting. There's nothing better than the Garden.
That being said, with the Garden, a lot of fans were upset with the renovations, and they said that the bridge took away a lot of the acoustics. What do you think about that? Being a person,
they call it a transformation, to be technical. Okay. You know what? I wasn't really up there like that. I mean, I'm not really up on the bridge like that, but it's a cool experience. It's really dope. It's a nice view and it's spacious. But prior to that, it was easier to navigate through the Garden. As far as acoustics, I'm not too sure. Like, I don't really go to many concerts there as well. So I'm sure the experience is different.
Did it sound louder before the bridge? Like when we're rocking, because that's the argument. Is like, oh, when it's rocking, it don't bounce like it used to. That's like,
I don't know. It's been too long. I'm gonna be honest. I can't even recall. Because it's been a long time since the transformation. Maybe, yeah, it kind of blurs in, but I don't know. I'll take if the people in the 400s think that, then I'll take their word for it because they've probably been there longer than me. but it just, moving around was easier back then. But I like it. I like the vantage point from the Chase Bridge.
Yeah, I've been on the Chase Bridge before. I like
the whole garden.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid.
Yeah, it's nice. I actually saw a concert up there once. It's very nice. So follow up on that. I mean, obviously you have kind of some behind the scenes access to the garden. What are like some of the secret or stuff that maybe not every fan knows, or not even secrets, but just if you're a fan going to see a Knicks game or a Ranger game, what's like a must do that may not everybody know about?
Man, there's an area where all the celebs go. I mean, and the fans can't go actually, so it's not for the fans, but the celebs go in and kick it like, pregame and
what's that? That's the secret one. So let's get
I've been there like once or twice. I haven't been there in years actually. So but the food's all decked out. If you're, there are a few clubs, some are a little more private. The family room's pretty cool, so a lot of celebs will come kick it in there, and the families get to hang out. But try to get Delta Club access. If you go to a game, fans, try to get tickets with Delta Club access. We get a lot of the dope food, and you can always see like alumni in there. So that's probably
cool.
That's it. Yeah.
So this question's from TJ. TJ's usually with us. He couldn't be.
Shouts TJ.
TJ's out there. He's doing the Lord's work, getting ready for some snow with the sanitation department.
Oh man, are we expecting?
Yeah. Over the next 2-3 days. Yeah. But TJ wanted to know, have you ever had a negative interaction with a celebrity? You don't have to say who the celebrity is, but have you ever had, and what was the interaction that made it negative?
Man, you know what? Nah, everyone's been pretty cool. There've been a lot of really good ones, actually. One, it wasn't the celeb itself. It was the guest of the celeb, which was kind of a jerk, and I will tell it. It was Donald Trump's guest. Pre-presidency though, way before the presidency.
TJ, I like that one.
Had a guest and it wasn't nice, and Donald was nice. He was nice, whatever. Yet again, pre-presidency. I want to make that clear. He was cool, being his celebrity self, but his guest wasn't that nice. I've seen some crazy stuff too. Like fans, you gotta, just because you pay it for a ticket or you're a fan or support doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Because, I've seen some heartfelt fans. I've seen some crazy ones like super entitled. Like, I'm here. I can say whatever I want. If this was outside, would you say that to a grown man who can probably beat you up?
I hear you.
It was like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, there's some big boys here. I guarantee you wouldn't.
I know we already asked about the celebrities, any negative interactions, but you have any funny stories or any interactions with former players or players themselves that are currently on the roster?
I don't know really too many. The new guy, me and RJ, every time we see each other, it's cool because, when he was a rookie, I did a lot of events with him. I hosted. Okay. And so we got to know each other. I haven't really been around the new guys. I knew Julius, I think, in high school. I used to work for Jordan Brand, so I did the Jordan Brand Classic. Got to meet him and his family. I know a lot of the guys. Like, I went on a cruise with John Starks and Stefan Matteau for Royal Caribbean. Me and Stefan are really tight. He's a good dude. That's a good guy right there, man. Larry Johnson's my guy. Vin Baker, shouts to him. He's my guy. He's with the Bucks now. Spike, me and Spike chat often. Clyde though. Clyde's really it, man. Like, I've been blessed to have really good combos with Clyde. Like we'll chill. We have time after an event, or I used to go to this spot. I think it closed down now.
Oh, the Wine and Dine.
Yeah, that was a cool spot. It was great.
I love that place.
Great ambiance. Had the basketball hoop.
I was actually going to mention when you mentioned LJ. My brother ran into LJ at the Wine and Dine.
Nice.
Like LJ was just ripping shots of tequila.
Yeah. Oh yeah. LJ likes tequila.
Yeah.
LJ likes tequila. But Earl the Pearl's great. I don't see Earl. I mean, I see Earl pretty often, not as often as Clyde. Earl's great. Shouts to Bernard King because we both went to Fort Hamilton High School in Bay Ridge. So we're like, he's number one from Fort Hamilton. I'm number two. I always say.
Earl the Pearl signed this ball for me.
Yeah.
Right before I went overseas.
That's right. I did an event at Walt Clyde Frazier's restaurant. It was a viewing party, and then we went to go see you.
All right.
That's why I was late to that. Yeah. Early Pearl's great, man.
That's where we first met. We met at the Knicks going away party.
That's right. Yeah.
You're saying you came late because you had an event with Clyde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He came late.
Man,
Clyde Fraser's
great.
more important than his own cousin.
Clyde, John Wallace. I mean, I had to work, I got to get that money, man, John Wallace, Spike's my guy.
So who's your favorite regular fan at games? Like, for instance, Spike Lee. Nick Mangold is a regular at Rangers games. He's there all the time. Or maybe a social media influencer, because I know you're tight with some of those guys that have season.
Yeah. I mean, got to be Anthony Donahue. He's Anthony MSG. That's my guy. Like, we became really, really good friends. And his journey, him and his sister Gianna, she unfortunately passed away. Not this past August, the previous August, of a rare brain cancer disease, which she already beat cancer once, but unfortunately this time, she couldn't beat this one, but it was tough. But her journey was great. So like Anthony talks about that and make sure her legacy lives on. So big shouts to him. Spike is my guy. Ann Burrell's always there for the Rangers game. She's really cool. Cuba Gooding Jr., man. I used to see him a lot. We were really cool, man. Cuba, he gave me a Ricky once from Boys in the Hood. He gave me the Ricky. He did it for me.
That's awesome.
Ben Stiller gave me Blue Steel before. So,
Oh, that, what? I'm going to clap it up. Clap it up for Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller's a good dude, man, from what I know. Like, Ben Stiller's a good dude.
Have I met Anthony Donahue? Did I meet him that day?
No.
They got me the tickets that day. I want to even that guy.
Maybe.
He was a regular. He's got season tickets for the Knicks. He's a social media influencer. I'm not entirely sure what he does.
Yeah.
He had gotten tickets for Veterans Day, and he reached out. Hey, do you know anybody?
Yes.
And if that was Anthony Donahue,
that's Anthony. Yes, correct.
I just want to say thank you so much to Anthony Donahue. I was getting ready to deploy overseas to the Middle East. I won't get into details about where I was going. It's nobody's business. No place dangerous. And he asked Jason, do you know anybody in the military? Jason called me up. Hey, man, a guy I know got tickets for the Veterans Day game for the Rangers. I know you're a Rangers fan. You want to go? You down? I'm like, I'm down. It was, Veterans Day. I get there. I'm thinking, he don't tell me about the tickets. He just says, you got tickets. All right, whatever. I'll sit with my back against the wall on the 400s. I don't care. I'm there. It's the Rangers. I get there, go to will call, give my ID. They give me the tickets. I can't figure out where the tickets are because I never sat there before.
Right.
And they're Madison level seats, which is the super sweet seats with marble or granite in front of you with some chairs. Unlimited sushi and lobster tails.
Right.
I took my little cousin Andres with me. I had an amazing time. Anthony Donahue, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. You really, like, right before I went overseas, man, you really just made my day. Like that was dope. And Jay, thank you so much for that too. I will carry that memory with me for all time. I brag to everybody that, hey, I went, I sat there, I went on the ice at MSG.
That's right.
And it was a great day. It was a great day.
That was dope. My pleasure. And yeah, that's, my pleasure and Anthony's pleasure too. That's the type of guy he is, That was great, man. That was great to see you guys, my family there. Because I'm be funky, most people don't understand. Like, my dad, God rest his soul, he never knew what I did. He never understood. Like, people don't know what an MC is. They think, when I explain to them, you're a DJ. I'm like, nah, I don't play music, because they think old school disc jockey. Like, yeah. So you guys would be DJs too to some people in the older community. Like, what's a podcast? I don't know. What are you, DJ? Okay, yeah, I'm a DJ. That's what I tell people. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, like, to have my family come to things like that, just to see me rock and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have another question for you. I know you mentioned before briefly about your audition, but how did you become part of it? Like, what did you hear about it? Like, let's say someone's out there trying to join Blue Crew or 7th Avenue Squad. What's the best process for them to go about it? What's the audition like? Tryouts? What is it?
Well, now it's posted online in the career section. They usually look, depending on the season, if it's like regular pre-COVID stuff. late July, early August. They'll look for recruitment, and then they'll have like a big audition, and people go through tasks and stuff. I haven't been in an audition in many years.
Mm-hmm.
But my first one was dope. I found out it was a newspaper clipping. They ran an ad. I worked at Citi Field at the time. Okay. I was at this place called the Verizon Studio. Then the next year I worked for the Mets, and I got another job, so I left. It wasn't that great. I should have stayed at Verizon Studio. But my boy who worked there, he told me about it. He's like, yo, the Knicks are doing this audition. I was like, what is this? Like, all right, cool. I guess I'll go. And I went, and then they were like, all right, cool, come back the next day. So I was like, oh man, I was supposed to go to LA on a trip. Oh. So I was like, oh man, do I not go? Like, what do I do? And, my friends talked me into going to the audition, and, it changed my life. It garden opened up a lot of doors for me. I ended up missing my flight to LA. I had to catch one the next day, but it was worth it. Dope audition process, a lot of fun, a lot of bonding, team, building exercises. They want to see if you have the energy, if you have what it takes, if you have the thick skin to handle New York fans.
Yeah.
And everybody can do it.
There were a lot of people who were like watching you, or, I don't
there was a good crew, all of the executives and stuff, like a panel.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, how many people were like a panel? Was it like 5, 6? Was it?
Yeah, they put a panel. And then, then moving on, I've been part of panels and stuff like that. So,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
My other follow-up question is, what's a newspaper?
Man, I missed that. What is news? Who are journalists, man? Bring back the journalists.
It's a Craigslist now, right? It's no
right.
No newspaper.
Yeah, man. The internet.
Yeah, we're old. We remember newspaper.
What about famous people, stuff like that? Who's the most famous person you ever met?
Jeez. I mean, like Beyonce, maybe. Jay-Z, Beyonce, probably Drake.
Wow, royalty.
Yeah, that's
Canadian royalty.
Those are like big, Drake. I don't know Drake. He's not my guy, nothing like that.
On this show, we call him Wheelchair Jimmy. All right.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
I watched Grassy, all right.
I watched the first one. I didn't have Disney Channel when the second one came out. I was older then.
Toonami. It was on Toonami.
Not Toonami? Oh, okay.
No, maybe it was Toonami. It was on Toonami. One of those Cartoon Network channels.
Toonami. But Drake always
fucking Noggin. That's what it was.
Noggin.
It was on Noggin channel. Noggin.
Drake always show love. Like, he's a cool dude, man. He always says what's up. Like, every time I would see him, like, even, I used to host a lot of rap shows. He used to come by and, always, he's a good guy. That's the Canadian, though. Like, Canadians are good people, man, right, for the most part.
He's also middle.
He took a picture of me to send to French Montana because, I did favor, many pounds ago, and we did favor each other, French Montana and then we finally met. And it was like, oh, the Spider-Man meme. Like, hey, you, what's up?
It's so awesome.
Nah, I like picture of you when you look like Pitbull with hair.
Word, right? Yeah. Got my little hair going. But I got a Jay-Z story, man, quickly, because I always ask him this question, what's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? And that comes from the song Imaginary Players on his second album, Volume 1, In My Lifetime. And, as a whole spiel, and I ask him, and then he laughs, but he never answers me because the answer is 30 to 40 grand cocksucker beat it. They're talking about a car. Like, what's the difference between this car and like the tricked out version? It's like $40,000. Leave me alone. Like, so he never answers me. One day he'll answer me, Jay-Z, but I was at a party and I'm at the bar. It was a Red Bull party. I used to go out a lot. I used to go to like a lot of industry events. And, I'm double fisting, because the bar was packed, this open bar. And, I'm moving over to leave the bar and I bump into somebody. I step on somebody's shoe. So I look down, it was a fresh Timberland. I'm like, oh man, I stepped on somebody's brand new Timbs. I'm looking up and I look and the guy's kind of tall and I look up and it's Jay-Z. I'm like, I just stepped on Jay-Z's Timberland.
You can afford it. Man.
He could afford a new. That's what I'm saying. But he was cool. Like, I thought I was gonna get thrown out the party like Jazz, from Fresh Prince, like Jazzy Jeff. I thought I was gonna get kicked out, but it was cool. Jay said, "Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it." It was a pair of Timberlands to Jay-Z. But yeah. I mean, I see. What happened?
They sent you a bill the next day. They found out where you were.
Yeah, invoice me. Yeah, right. But yeah, I've met a lot of people, but it's cool. Like I'm more hyped when I met Jerry Stiller, Ben's pops, or like Danny DeVito. I got hyped when I saw Danny DeVito. Like I like the obscure celebs, you know.
Was he a little nuts? They say he's a little nuts in real life.
Yeah, he was a little wacky. Yeah, I liked it. It's amazing. Right? It's amazing.
Ant, you've seen the other guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they recorded that during a Knicks game, didn't they?
They recorded a lot. They did that.
So my question is, in that scene where it's clearly it's Mark Wahlberg, it's Will Ferrell. I want to say it's who's the woman? She's in Blue Lagoon. She's like mega famous. I can't recall her name right now. Dang it.
Eva Mendes?
No. She's an older actress. She's oh my goodness. I can't remember her name right now. But anyway, in that scene in the background, Billy Gunn is sitting in the second row. Have you ever met Billy Gunn?
From the Smoking Guns?
Yeah.
The wrestler? Dang, I don't think I met Badass Billy.
Yeah.
That was his name? No, I don't think I met him. That's funny, man. That's hilarious.
He's in that scene. If you ever watch that scene again, right?
I don't think I was there that day.
It's Will Ferrell and Marky Mark sitting next to each other. Yeah. And Brooke Shields. I want to say
Brooke Shields
next to them, and Brooke Shields is hitting on Will Ferrell because he gets hit on by hot ladies.
Yes.
But he doesn't say anything. But
Gator, right? Gator.
Gator don't play no shit. Billy Gunn is sitting right behind them. I don't know if anybody know. If you ever watch the other guys, Billy Gunn's sitting in the second row, right behind.
That's hilarious.
Marky Mark until my eyes turn red. Marky Mark and Will Ferrell. Billy Gunn sitting in the second row, and I was like, was that planned or that did just happen?
Nah, I think because a lot of times. So I remember when they filmed Ninja Turtles with Will Arnett.
The new Ninja Turtles.
The newest, yeah, the newer one. I don't know which one, but and I watched that and they filmed it at the game. I was there. So that they'll do it during a timeout, or they'll usually do it during a national televised games. Those timeouts are a little longer than a regular game.
That makes sense.
TV timeouts, or like a quarter break, between first and second quarters, they'll have more time. They'll do it right at the game, to get that experience. But sometimes they'll manufacture it. I remember like in Aziz's show, they did something at the Garden, and I was hosting an event, and I was waiting. Like, it's called a fantasy game. Somebody rents out the court, and alumni come, and I get on the mic and do some stuff, and they were filming that then. No fans. That was all like manufactured. Damn, what was the other movie? Man, with Amy Schumer.
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. My friend. So they used the Knicks City dancers. Half of them were actual Knicks City dancers.
Oh wow.
My friends Toya and Chrissia were in it, and I think Jess, they were in the movie. Like, it was dope. It was dope seeing them. It was dope seeing them in the movie.
That's cool. So how did the effects of COVID impact your industry? I imagine that it really had a profound effect. So how did it affect the Garden? What you do there? I imagine there wasn't a lot of work for the Blue Crew to do.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap. I remember I was packing for a trip. I was doing a event for Unilever, which we went to. And I think this was the third year I was going to do it. We went to military bases, and we put on like a basketball, we set up like basketball related activities and, just stuff for the family. Actually, Eduardo came out, our other cousin in San Antonio once. So I was ready to get ready for that trip.
Basketball. He loves basketball.
Yeah. So I think we had one of the players from the Spurs come out. He signed autographs and stuff, a little meet and greet for the families, on the base. Dan, I was packing. I was ready to go to the airport. Client called me. Hey man, the rest of the tour got canceled. They paid me. Big shouts to Two Dots and DDK Productions for making that happen. Paying me. And then it was a trickle down effect, man. Everything started getting shut down. A lot of events. Big shouts to the Garden. They paid us for a bit. You know, a lot of people didn't get that, unfortunately, but they held us down for a while. And it was tough, man. I thought I was done. I thought I was in for an early retirement. Wow. You know, I was like, man, I have to get into a new industry. So, you know, during the lockdown and, you know, before everything really opened up, like I didn't really start going hard until this past May. So like a year and change, you know, I just pivoted, started doing other things. I thought I was like, all right, this is over for me. And then things started opening up, thankfully. And was busy.
Yeah, it's good to hear you're back, back working.
Yeah, who knows what happens soon. I think they just got postponed the Grammys.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, unfortunately.
But you got to know. I think David Stern came out and said, "Listen, COVID exists. We're not stopping."
David Stern?
No, rest in peace.
Silver?
Adam Silver.
I think David Stern, didn't he die?
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago, this last week. I think
this is already a stat guy. Stat guy Sal. Hope he's listening. Sal, you're gonna be a stat guy.
Sal, I need you, Sal.
Where you at? Big shouts to Adam Silver, though. He's a good dude, too. Like, I really rock with Adam Silver. He comes to the Liberty games a lot. Big shouts to the New York Liberty. Also, I'm an arena host for the New York Liberty.
Oh, cool.
They play at Barclays Center. They finally found a new home after
you do that too. That's awesome.
Yeah, they used to be owned by MSG. So like I've been their host since then. And you know, the good folks over there. Big shouts to Kia Clark. Big shouts to Joe Tsai, who purchased the team and the rest of the Nets. You know, big shouts to them. And Brooklyn's the home. You know, I'm from Brooklyn. So that's like, you know, 10 minutes from where I grew up. And big shouts to them. Yeah. Come to a Liberty game, y'all. Come through. Come support the ladies. It's an incredible environment.
We have that number 1 draft pick, Sabrina. I can never remember.
Yeah, Sabrina. You know, had a solid comeback year. She was hurt early on. We started hot, and then you know had a few injuries, but then we finished hot. Made it to the playoffs. You know, lost in a close game to Phoenix, who ended up going to the finals. So it was dope. It's exciting, you know, because we were in the Westchester County Center for a few years, and it's not, different atmosphere.
The New York Liberty make the WNBA finals. I'll be there.
Come through. I got you.
I'll be there.
Soon come.
So last question before we let you go. So what are your teams?
Liberty.
Let's go. We'll go the 4 major American sports: basketball, football, baseball, and hockey.
So NBA, you know, Knicks, you know, I love my Knicks, but however, I'll tell you this secret, you know, when I was away for the Knicks for a bit when they traded Patrick. I had my little beef with the Knicks, and then, you know, once I started working with them, but actually the Mavs, I really liked the Dallas Mavericks for a long time, you know, so like Dirk getting his number retired is dope. I've always been a fan of him and Michael Finley. Rangers for hockey, you know, there's always, you know, no other team matters. Only all about the Rangers. Liberty, WNBA, that by default, that's my team. But shouts to all the entire league, all the WNBA players. I know a few of them. They're dope.
Really dope. I got a beef with one team in the WNBA.
What team?
I don't know what I want to say it's the Dallas. Is there a Dallas team?
Dallas Wings.
Yeah, I got beef with them because on Twitter, when it's WNBA season,
here we go.
Like take flight, it'll show a Dallas Wings logo, but that's the damn Jets motto. So I'm gonna take flight for the Jets, and they're giving me some WNBA stuff. So me and Dallas Wings got beef right now. That's all.
Hey, I'm gonna holler at that social media person. You know, squash this beef. No, I feel you.
Get a new slogan, Dallas.
Get a new slogan. For baseball, it's the Mets. You know, Mets are my first love. You know, my dad would take me to the Mets games. You know, I know Nikki and his dad are hardcore Yankees or New York Junkie fans. But shouts to the Yankees. You know, like the big feet. Like I don't got no beat. I used to really dislike them, but now it's, you know, as I got older, it's like, all right, whatever.
I like them.
You know, I don't like them, but you know, like, all right, cool. You know, I got one Yankee hat. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a Raekwon hat. It's really a Raekwon purple hat, but it's, you know, it's a Yankee logo. The Mets are my team.
For everybody who doesn't know, when he says a Raekwon purple hat, it's for the purple tape, which is Raekwon is his debut tape. Just for the young cats. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Tapes, cassettes.
Cassettes.
If you had a CD player, you had big money. So you get double-sided tapes, and that's what it came on. And Raekwon's debut album, I want to say it's Only Built for Cuban Links.
Yeah.
It came in a purple tape. Tapes usually came in either clear or black. Those were your options.
Yeah.
Well, Raekwon's tape came in purple. So Only Built for Cuban Links, the tape is called the purple tape because it's purple.
Yeah, I bought that in Puerto Rico. And that was like the only album I had. 1995, that summer. We used to spend summers in Puerto Rico. I bought that there. I'm a big Giants fan, you know. Shouts to the Jets though, because you know I got friends over there. Shouts to Chuck Lott, he's the in-stadium host. That's my guy. Shouts to DJ John Black, he DJs. So the thing about like our sports entertainers, like we all know each other. Like we're all friends, you know. Like me and John used to do parties together, you know, years ago. Like, you know, we're all friends. Like it's a dope community. So like if I can't do a gig, somebody passes it along. Like, hey Jay, man, I can't do this, but I think you'd be good for this. You know, we all kind of take care of each other.
That's really great. And just so you know, I just reached out to Anthony MSG.
Oh, dope! I was gonna hit him up too. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank him for those tickets that day. And again, I'll say this, Anthony MSG, I really appreciate you. That day I will remember that day for the rest of my life. It was one of the best days of my life, at least as far as sports are concerned. And that happened without you, Jay, and that couldn't have happened without him and the Garden. And I appreciate everybody working together. That was really special for me. Definitely special for me.
Yeah, our pleasure. It was a special moment for me personally, you know, having you there. Anytime they do like military stuff, that's really dope. We've done a lot of stuff where like we'll surprise a kid. Like, all right, you know, you won this, and then the dad will come down the aisle and like everybody's crying.
You know, last thing before you go.
Yeah.
And you may not have been there for this. My old buddy, his name is Luciano Ulfo. Mm-hmm. They gave him a service dog at a Knicks game. And he got a golden retriever. It was on the news and everything. They made a very big deal about it. I loved it too, because Ulfo is a great dude.
Really? I think I remember that.
So he came back from overseas. He got injured really badly. And they gave him a golden retriever at halftime at a Knicks game. And I met the dog. The dog's name was Buddy. But they gave him that dog at a Knicks game.
That's dope. I think I remember that. It sounds familiar.
One last thing. I'm the one last thing guy, Ant.
I'm with it.
Shout out to, I want to say he might be a captain by now, but he was a lieutenant, Marshall Plumley.
Yeah.
We might have a similar. I've met Marshall Plumley in the Army.
Really?
Company while he was with the Knicks.
Right. Yeah. He was a good dude. Like
really good dude. Really
good dude. Him and we got two other brothers, I believe, and they all served.
And I don't know the other one's name.
Miles and Mason.
Yeah, Miles Mason. Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Mason. Oh my
God. Miles Mason.
Until 2000 and I used to run the pistol range for my company.
Got you.
Back in I want to say it was either 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
He had just quit basketball.
We
had a quick conversation about it, and I was like, "Hey, sir," because he's a lieutenant. I'm a sergeant. At this point, I'm a staff sergeant on my way to sergeant first class. But at the time, I was a sergeant. He was a brand new second lieutenant. Still hadn't gone to school yet. Just got his bar, and he's on my pistol range. I ran into him, and we were chatting. I said, "So when you go back to the NBA?" He's like, "I'm not." I said, "So what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm gonna join the Army." Stop. You're gonna join the Army? He's like, "Yeah." I said, "So what's your job gonna be in the Army?" "Oh, I'm going infantry." So that's a bad look, sir. He goes, "Why is that?" I said, "You're 7 foot tall. I don't know if you know this, but at 7 foot tall, by the time you're 35, you can't walk straight just from like nature because you're too life. Now let's add a 75 pack on your back and have you walking 20 miles with it and see how you're walking at 35 at 7 foot tall." I was like, also, if you're an officer, you're a lieutenant, right? and you join the Army as an infantryman, they're going to expect you to be an airborne infantryman or a ranger. So now you got to jump out of planes. I said, normal people that are 5'10" when they jump out of planes, they're all broken by the time they're, you know, like you 7 foot, bro. You're not going to like, I was like, and I'm just saying, if I was a bad guy and I saw a bunch of soldiers standing over here and one dude was 7 foot and everybody else was 5'11", I'm shooting the 7 foot guy first. But
that makes sense.
I would say this about then Lieutenant Plum. He's probably a captain by now. He graduated Ranger School, and which is a huge accomplishment, and I'll clap it up for him on that one. Ranger School, I'll tell you, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pass it. Not at my age right now. When I was younger, maybe when I was spry and I had like balls and shit, but now I'm old and I'm broken.
Before we let you leave, Jason, I actually asked Sal if he had a question, our new intern at Sal. So
got a question?
Sal.
Question. He says, what do you think the hopes of the Knicks making the playoffs?
You know what? I think I think it's possible. You know, it's a strong East team. You know, people slept on the Bulls. I think the Bulls made great acquisitions this offseason. People slept on DeMar DeRozan, and he's killing it right now. But I think we could get in on a lower, you know, either 6 through 9, because I know the play-in is between 8 and 9. I think we get in on a play-in and make it somehow in advance. We'll see how you know, long we go. We're still a rebuilding team. We need to be patient. Knicks fans, be patient. You know, it's not a microwave. You know, you got to do it the right way. You got to build, you know, let your players make mistakes, you know, celebrate their accomplishments. But, you know, I think they can make the playoffs. You know, I'm a people, I don't think they'll make it to the conference finals or finals, but anything's possible.
You never know.
I heard that before. Oh, that's right. Anything is possible.
All right, well, Jason, we do appreciate you coming on. Take your time talking to us, give us some background and great stories, celebrity stories, and background in the garden. It's very interesting, so we appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. If anybody sees me at the garden, say what's up. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for having
me. Squad. You see those guys, smile at them, tell them hello. You know, you never know who it might be. Somebody will hook you up next time you're there.
Hook you up. There we go. All right, fellas, y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, so that was an interview with Jason. That was great. I think that was a really interesting story there. All the stories.
You can see why he's an MC.
Yeah, I 100% can see it. He almost took over the show.
Yeah, he's got so much charisma.
He does. He's
got a lot of emotion. I thought he did a great job. And maybe we'll have him on again sometime. Maybe he'll bring somebody with him.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stay rock.